it doesn't become about just you anymore. It becomes about them. A few $1 million in the bank doesn't mean anything, to be honest with you. So here's what I'll say about real estate being easy. My name is Chris Madden. I work at Homestead Funding. I'm a loan officer. Do I have any debt? So the debts I have are, I have investment properties. There's mortgages on all those. I have a mortgage on my primary residence, but I don't have a car loan. I don't have student loans. How much do I have towards retirement? I like to diversify my investments. So my 401k, I think there's probably about 200 to 250,000 in there. My IRAs are, one is at, I think 100,000 and another one is at maybe 80,000. But I also have investment properties. So my brother and I own 32 doors, which is spread out over 5 properties. And what we do is we let appreciation and the loan pay down do the work on that. Between the two of us on one property, 350,000 in equity. Another one we probably have 250,000. So it really depends on the property and the market. That's another source of, I guess, retirement funds, because what I can do at any point in time is refinance those properties and pull that cash out, that equity, tax-free. So that's not taxed, which is, I think, the whole power of real estate. We invested in, a 2-family house first, and then a 4-unit, and then a 16-unit. So you start kind of small, and then you're able to work your way up by using the funds that you put in, use that equity. So here's what I'll say about real estate being easy. It is certainly not a get rich quick thing. Regardless of what people on TikTok and Instagram say, that is just not the case. You're signing a lot of documents, and it feels like you're signing your life away, and you're personally guaranteeing this. So if something were to ever happen, the bank's always going to win. They're going to get their money. So they're going to come after, me and my brother. As long as you have systems in terms of maintenance and what the protocol is, what the tenants do, who they have to call for maintenance issues. And then also if you have a system in terms of paying rent, right? Like all of our tenants pay online. You can kind of rectify that fear just by putting in different systems. So my yearly salary is $150 to $160 per year, and it depends on the market. Here's a breakdown of my monthly expenses. I'll put my monthly income up here. Oops. And that my mortgage is $2,300 per month, which includes taxes. Now, the one thing about my mortgage is it's a 15-year bi-weekly mortgage. So what that means is every 2 weeks, half of this gets paid. My insurance for the house and everything is around $250, which includes everything. Savings, I usually put about $750 in there. I'll also include in the savings, because we save for kids' college through a 529 plan. 529 plan is basically a college savings account for your kids. And the nice thing about it is they changed the rule now that if your kids get a scholarship or don't end up going to college, what you can do is roll that into an IRA for them. So it's a really, really powerful tool to save for your kids' future. We put in $250 a month for our kids. So I'll put $500 total here for both. I have 2 kids. Groceries is tough right now because it can be very expensive. I would say we're probably right around that $1,100 a month. My kids like to eat. So subscriptions, we probably have $40 per month. Medical, that would be for our whole family. That I know is like $300. And then discretionary, we kind of put like around, I don't know, $200 to $300. Maybe that's for going out to dinner with me and my wife, or if we have to get something for the house, whatever it may be. So this is the high yield account, and then we put another like $250 into like a bank savings account, right? Just so we have some cash on hand for when life happens. But that's kind of the breakdown of our collective household expenses. This is my mortgage payment, and my taxes are escrowed. So what that means is whenever my mortgage payment comes out, my taxes come out as well. So the one thing that this number does not include is the cash flow from our investment properties. We pay an estimated quarterly tax. That way, we're not coming up with some big number in April. We pay throughout the year each quarter to drive that number down. And there's definitely some ways that accountants can help you with taxes to help lower the burden, the tax burden, whether it's through depreciation, what you can depreciate, what you can write off. Here's what I'll say about real estate and feeling like it might be too far out of reach or being impossible. None of the houses that I've purchased investment wise have been on the market. They've all been completely off market. So what I did was I knew what areas we wanted to be in, and you can do this for your own residence too, is I would drive around a neighborhood and I would write down addresses for homes that looked like they had been neglected, right? Like maybe the grass is tall or something like that, right? That tells me that the current owner is tired of it. So I would send them a letter because you can go right online. It's all public information. You can see where the owner lives. And I would send them a letter. Hey, so-and-so, my name is Chris. I'm interested in purchasing your property at 123 Apple Street. If you're interested in selling, please give me a call. And I'll leave my number. I mean, I would send out 100 letters and I would get 15 calls of people that were interested. So if you're feeling like it's out of reach in terms of there's nothing on the market, that's one way to not have to rely on realtors or that kind of thing. So what was my worst money decision? It would probably be joining a golf course. I did love to golf at the time, and it was great. And then, you have kids, and then you see what it costs per round to go play. The yearly membership cost was $5,500 a year. I just think back at what I could have put into compound interest account, and I don't even want to look at what that number would be today. It was the worst decision I did at the time, but it was the best decision to get out of it at the time. How do you define rich? I would define rich as being financially free, yes, but also having your health, having your kids come back to your house during the holidays when they're older. If you don't have like your family and your kids around and they don't want to come by, having a few $1 million in the bank doesn't mean anything, to be honest with you, to me. My relationship with money has changed and evolved right when my oldest daughter was born, who's 6 now. It doesn't become about just you anymore. It becomes about them. Why did I want to come on the show? I really do like educating people on finances. I think it's extremely important, and financial freedom is so achievable. You just have to stick to your plan. And don't get me wrong, like life happens and you get off your path a little bit, but once you get straightened out, it's important to come back onto your path and stay on that plan.